Hey guys, what's up? It's TheThirdKnight here, and welcome to episode 4 of PvE Arbiter. So there have been a few adjustments to the Armory. I have added the Trident of the Seas after a comment from last video suggesting its uses at Dagganoth Kings, and I'm sure it would also have a lot of extra uses, maybe at Barrows, and possibly for Slayer, so it's been added to the Armory. I also bought 70 prayer with money from crafting nature runes, so I took chivalry and piety off the list as I achieved those levels using money from skilling and not player versus enemy activities, which is against the rules of this video series. This was a major exception, however, I did this because I had to get piety before the wilderness rejuvenation came out. Basically, if I didn't have piety, then PKing and stuff probably wouldn't have been as great. It's obviously got a lot of uses for PVM and everything as well, and I really wanted it for the live stream of the update, and it was definitely worth it. I also bought a whip for the wilderness rejuvenation using runecrafting money, so I only had that for a little bit of PKing during the wilderness rejuvenation, and then I sold it for supplies, so I just wanted to clear up any confusion with that. If you're wondering why I had a whip in my recent wilderness rejuvenation livestream highlights video, that is why. While making this video, I actually found another interesting slide that was originally from another video series called PVM Pro, which is pretty much just like PvE Arbiter, but instead for the main game. And it's a series that I fully intend on keeping up to date with and continuing, but for now, I'll have more information on RS3 later on in the video. So I've decided to incorporate that slide with PvE Arbiter as well, but make a slight modification. Basically, it's called the hit list, and yeah, I know it's a pretty amazing name. If you have anything better, feel free to suggest a different name in the comments, and I'll gladly change it. But basically, it will be a secondary objective of PvE Arbiter, which will be to kill all the bosses on the hit list at least once, while of course working towards a primary objective of getting all the items in the Armory. Now, PvE Arbiter is all about slaying all types of enemies, and the hit list currently features exclusively boss monsters. However, I will consider adding things like a Skald Deerok fight and a hybrid fight, and rune fight to the hit list in the future if you guys are interested. I would respectively need to kill people in those scenarios to tick them off, so I would need to have a hybrid fight with another hybrid and PK him, or have a Skald Deerok fight with another Deeroker and PK him as an example. The monsters on the hit list are as follows, and please forgive me if I've missed any, I will be sure to add them next episode if I have. General Graador, Kril Tsutsaroth, Kree'arra, Commander Zilyana, the Barrows brothers, the Dagganoth Kings, King Black Dragon, Giant Mole, Chaos Fanatic, Crazed Archaeologist, Scorpia, Chaos Elemental, Venenatis, Vetion, Callisto, Jad, and the Kalphite Queen. So far, since starting out on old school RuneScape, I've killed the Barrows brothers, the Chaos Fanatic, and the Crazed Archaeologist, so I have a lot of work to do yet, and I do apologize for the pronunciations of those names if I did get any incorrect. I always try to get pronunciations of everything correct, but sometimes it can be a little difficult. Now, to the actual player versus enemy profits. So recently, I of course live streamed the Wilderness Rejuvenation update, which was amazing. Definitely check out my highlights video if you haven't already. I'll link it in the description. But basically, I made a little bit of money from some player killing during that, as well as some money from killing the Chaos Fanatic. On the whole, it wasn't anything amazing, but it was a nice little bit of profit nevertheless. I probably made around 500k. I did PK a few dragon skivitars and some rune plate bodies, as well as received a few nice rune drops and other random drops from the Chaos Fanatic, including a split bark body, which I sold to a friend for 100k. So it was a little bit of cash anyway, which was nice, but more than that, it was really just fun to be out there PKing as well as checking out the wilderness updates. So that was a lot of fun, but not super profitable. I followed up later on in the week by going to Barrows and trying my luck there after being on a dry streak of around 60 to 70 chests since first starting my account on old school RuneScape. I did a bit of a live stream of this, which was fairly relaxed, just listening to music while casually doing some Barrows, but I didn't have the best luck on the drops. In fact, I ended up getting a Dragon Medium Helm and Tooth Up of a Key, which was pretty unlucky. Before the live stream, I did manage to get a Carol Skirt though, so I did end up ending my dry streak, which was really good. Now, this is where things got pretty awesome. So during the live stream, I was just chilling out, and to be completely honest, I was a bit of a noob. I was actually using Slayer Dart, and all in all, the actual armor and equipment setup I was using, along with the strategy for killing the Barrows brothers, definitely wasn't as good as it could have been. I had some people throughout the live stream suggest the Ite Splits to Black Salamander method, and so after streaming Barrows, I basically spent the rest of my time whenever I was on RS, using that method and trying to make some bank off Barrows. I checked out some guides for the Ice Splits and Black Salamander method on YouTube and a few other places, and it definitely seems like the way to go if you really want to maximize the amount of chests you get per trip and your overall prayer pot to chest looting ratio. I'll link one of the guides I got the most use out of in the description below, and I highly recommend anyone who is looking to do some serious Barrows runs to check it out. But yeah, I've pretty much just been doing Barrows. It has been a lot of fun, and I think it's a great place to make a bit of money until I can afford better gear to go God Wars Dungeon or some other bosses. I've definitely been getting pretty lucky at Barrows. It's been really weird actually, because since ending my huge dry streak, I don't seem to be able to stop getting Barrows items as well as Dragon medium helms. So while most people, including myself, would be a little annoyed at getting a Dragon med helm, which is rarer than a Barrows item, I've actually been getting a share of both pretty consistently, it seems. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I think I've definitely jinxed myself by talking about it this much this video, but Barrows has definitely been pretty awesome. I've been getting pretty lucky. In total, I managed to get 3 Dragon med helms, a tooth half of a key, 3 Carol skirts, an Aram top, a Verak skirt, a Deharok axe, a Guthan body, and a Verak brassard, as well as plenty of bolt racks, blood, death, chaos, and mine runes, and a few coins here and there. And I haven't actually been able to play that much, so at the moment I've been averaging around 1 Barrows item each trip, or maybe even more, so hopefully you can understand why I think it's been pretty sweet at Barrows. I know most of these Barrows items aren't super expensive, but they have a moderate price, and to be completely honest, I'm just really happy that I haven't received an Aram staff, an Aram hood, a Carol coif, a Torag helm, Torag's hammers, or a Carol crossbow yet. However, once again, I'm sure that I'm going to have completely jinxed myself by saying that in this video. So I ended up selling all the items I got from Barrows besides the Verak brassard and Verak plate skirt. The reason for this was I wanted to keep the Veraks to use at Barrows, but I knew that I wouldn't use other Barrows items as much for now anyway, so I sold them as well as some of the runes and bolt racks so that I could get a whip, which I know I will definitely use a lot, and that will also give me extra bonuses and faster kills in other player versus enemy situations, thus hopefully speeding up the rate of money made so I could buy those items back again in the not too distant future. On a side note, I just wanted to explain a few things quickly. The first is I've taken a while with this video and just uploading other videos in general recently because I've had a bunch of university assignments coming up which I've had to finish, as well as having to manage work and other family events. Just in general, I've been busy, and I've also been investing a bit of time into searching for computer components for the desktop PC I want to build as soon as possible. It's been a lot of fun looking at all the different parts, and there are so many. It certainly takes a while to work out what you want, but I'm really hoping to finalize a list of components today and get some people to look over it and then get it built as soon as possible. And that'll just mean that I'll be able to make better and more YouTube videos, because at the moment my laptop is really on its last legs. It'll be so awesome to have a new computer. It will definitely make video editing and most things in general on my computer so much faster and easier, as well as giving me new options. I will be getting into RS3 a bit when I have that built, and I'm hoping to finish off some of my main game video series I started ages ago. At the moment, my laptop can barely handle RS3, let alone recording on it, so it's going to be sweet to be able to do that. And I will, of course, not be stopping playing old school RuneScape at all, but I'll be trying to play both games at the same time as much as possible. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I've been having great fun at Barrows, and I really want to get back to it tonight if I can. I, of course, managed to get the whip on the Armory this episode, which is a great milestone, and it really opens up my chances of trying out some other bosses that drop even better items, as well as, of course, a Verak skirt and Verak brassard. The Verak skirt especially will come in handy for any Slayer or other low-level PVM, or even for Bandos Graador's dungeon. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully my luck holds and I can get some better gear and then head on over to Graador's dungeon sometime soon. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next video.